What's up, Lowlives? It's your boy Ryno and my trusty co-host, El Deno.
What's up, dudes and dudettes? Welcome to Friday.
Fucking Friday. This episode's probably gonna drop a little later on a Friday. And it's Thursday now. It was hard. It's been a hard fucking couple of weeks for your boy over here.
Yeah,
This week
dude.
especially. So I told you my boiler broke, right? So I
Yeah.
haven't had I have had no hot water, and that's my like backup heat. Um it's been fucking cold, dude. So I've been bathing by heating up lobster pots of water on the stove. Yeah, dude, like hobo style. Since I think that went out like the first week in April, and I had to order. I'm so cheap, I won't get an HVAC guy out here to do it. I'm working on the boiler, like I'm doing it myself.
Yeah.
And I replaced like some parts, and I was trying to diagnose this boiler. Dude, I'm not a boiler technician. I'm not fucking. But I gave it the old college try, and replaced a bunch of parts that were fucking expensive. And then I was like, oh, this thing's just fucked, dude. Like, I think what happened was where the burner is, there's like an aluminum housing, and I think the water after fucking 20 years in use or whatever just punched a hole through, and then it started flooding. So I ordered a new one, but they're like, yeah, that'll be there in like 2 weeks. So it actually just came yesterday. Yeah. I haven't had a chance to put it in yet. So I'm gonna do that this weekend. But 2 days after that, the last show, when I was like, yeah, my fucking boiler's out, my fucking pellet furnace went out.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah, dude. Broke, can't fix it. Replaced a bunch of parts, not working. So,
What the fuck?
and bro, it's been fucking cold around here. It fucking snowed. Like, so
Yeah.
no hot water, no heat at all. But, us frost, we're hardy folk. So we just fucking keep on keeping on like nothing's happening. But yeah, I've been washing my dirty ass in a lobster pot for fucking 2 weeks.
Jesus, man.
I'm excited to put that boiler in.
Yeah. How confident on that are you?
I'm pretty confident, dude. It's like it's the same exact unit. And dude, this boiler's been nothing but trouble since I fucking bought the house. Like, it always is fucked up.
I remember you saying that nobody would work on it. It's like a weird old model or something.
Yeah, it's a really bad, shitty model that nobody gets. But they still sell it. And I bought it again, even though it was a piece of shit, because it's the cheapest. It's the cheapest one you can get.
Yeah.
Like, I've talked to like HVAC dudes, and like I'm like, what's like a ballpark on like a good boiler? They're like 20 grand. I'm like, that ain't happening. I ain't doing
Yeah,
that.
man.
So I'm gonna do it the old fashioned way. When something breaks, I'm gonna try to fix it. I won't ever have a contractor in my house again.
Yeah, dude.
Everything gets done by me in this house. Electric, HVAC, fucking everything I do.
Yeah. It's good to
And
be self-sufficient.
yeah, well, you got to learn how to do it so you don't have to pay those guys. Same thing with building bikes. You don't want to pay someone to
Yeah.
build a bike. You want to learn how to do
Working
it
on your
yourself.
car or whatever.
Yeah. But also, I'm just super cheap. When it comes to motorcycle stuff, I'll dump fucking $500 like that. But when it comes to like other stuff, dude, I'm mad cheap.
Yeah.
I try I guess with bikes too, I'm pretty cheap. Like I have like a scrap bin that I've been building the Softail with. Like
Yeah.
all these like
I
takeoff
agree.
parts and brackets and shit.
Yeah, but there are certain things, certain parts of the bike or whatever where I'll make sure I'm getting a better version.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure. But yeah, for the most part, yeah, dude, if I can reuse shit, like you remember when I was building the scythe, instead of just buying new parts for the scythe, I just tore the gypsy apart and used the parts off that.
Yeah, you cannibalize that other bike.
Yeah, fuck it, you got to do what you got to do. But yeah, I'm sure we'll get into buying bike parts at some point in this episode because I could talk
We're
about
gonna
that
be
all
doing some
fucking
build
day.
updates because me and you, we've been working our little fingers to the bone, guy.
Yeah, man.
But before we get into all that excitement, we got a little light housekeeping. I just have to bitch about my boiler for a little bit because that makes for good radio.
Yeah,
People
fuck
want to
your
hear about
boiler.
that. But we got show sponsors and shout outs. Let's start with the shows. Let's start with our show, the Reviver Show, May 24th, Memorial Day weekend. Tell your parents you can't go to their gay ass barbecue. It's boring. Your fucking uncle always wants to talk about politics and shit when he drinks too many red wine spritzers. So you're going to be at the Reviver show Saturday, May 24th at noon. There's going to be food. There's going to be vendors. Actually, shout out Deadbeat. They just reached out. They're going to be there.
Yep.
We got a lot of good vendors. And we got a lot of good bikes. I still haven't reached out to everybody. A couple of guys like followed back up with me and were like, dude, what the fuck? And I was like, oh, yeah, you're in.
Yeah.
So I will be getting that out to everybody, hopefully this weekend. Dude, I've been so fucking busy. But everybody better be there. And if you're not, it'll be the last New Hampshire show I ever put on. I ain't fucking doing all this fucking work for nothing. I want to see you motherfuckers out there. I want to see your smiling faces. I want a couple of smacks on the ass. Couple of attaboys. You know what I mean?
Good game, coach.
But first, before you go to our show, you got to go to the Lost Spot Chopper show. That's on May 3rd at 576 Primrose Street in Haverhill, Mass. Dude, they got a lot of big time sponsors this year. Do they always have those sponsors?
I don't remember.
Throttle
I saw
Addiction,
that too.
Lowbrow.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fucking. It's the most legit show in the Northeast
For sure.
Ours is a fucking clown show compared to the Last Spotted Chopper show. So
we're just trying to do our best not to bite the Lost Spotted Chopper show, but put on a show that's close to Lost Spotted. That's the standard around here.
Yeah, and we'll never be better than them because they have the best motorcycles, the most heat out of the Northeast. Dude, and they got I know some of the people that are going to that show that are debuting bikes at that show. Best in New England, guys. So that show's gonna be fucking wicked fun. We're gonna be vending. I'm hoping maybe I can even have some merch for that show because we are vending, and I have nothing to sell. So
yeah, we're the product, I guess. You know.
Yeah, I just like hanging out. I was thinking about maybe doing a live or something. I might talk to those guys. But yeah, La Spada, May 3rd. It's the 4th La Spada show. Always a great time. Be there. Be square.
They just announced the music too.
I saw that.
Lenny Lashley's headlining the music portion, which is fucking awesome. So
yeah, and the music starts. It's an all-day event. I mean, the show starts at noon, but the music starts at 4.
I think they do awards and stuff at 4, then the music starts after the awards.
Yeah. It's gonna be dope. So don't miss it, or you're a fucking idiot. Definitely worth the trip. For you guys in the Haverhill, if you're like a couple 100 miles from Haverhill, it's definitely worth the trip. And
people come from much further away.
Yeah, for sure. So it's not a local chopper show. It's big time, and apparently getting bigger. Party at the Penn East at Shawshank Prison. Me and your boy Danny gonna be there June 7th and 8th. We're taking our fucking sweet little tushes and we're gonna be balls deep in Ohio, dude. Shawshank?
Yeah, buddy.
What town is that in? Middleton or
I don't remember.
Something like
that. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, there's a lot of motherfuckers coming from far away to go to that show. And if you're in the area or thinking about going to that show, go to that show. Come and hang out with us. That'll be fucking dope.
Yeah.
I don't think this is the furthest I'm traveling for a show.
Me too.
Ohio's pretty fucking far. What is it, 12 hours or something?
Yeah, it's like 12 and a half from my house. Did you hear what they just announced today?
Oh, yeah, dude. They're going international.
Yeah, so I guess there's some representatives from a big show out in the UK that are coming out to both Party at the Penn East and West. Yeah, and they're gonna go around and pick a bunch of bikes that are at both shows. And they said that the shows that are, the bikes that are in the show, they're in the cells, and the yard pass bikes are eligible.
And the yard pass bikes.
Yeah. So step your shit up, bring it out. Yeah. That one's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to that show.
Yeah. How are you getting your bikes out there? A trailer, did you say?
I mean, it depends on what we end up settling on. Because realistically, I would like to just bring my one bike because I'm getting a yard pass where I can just ride in and out. Probably if I have to pick between the two, I'll end up bringing the Panhead because it'll definitely be done by then. Only because I want to get it out there to sell it. Uh, but yeah, I don't know, man. It kind of depends on who we caravan with and who's bringing what. Alex has a bike that's in the show itself, so he can't. If he, he puts it in there, he doesn't have a bike to ride. So we might potentially have to figure that out. We might have to bring his bikes, both of these, so that he has something to ride, that kind of deal. So I don't know. We're gonna have to figure that shit out. And it's coming up too.
And I was like, I hadn't thought about it before, but I was like, yeah, if these guys have bikes, I kind of want to have a bike too.
Well, didn't you get a yard pass?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got to have a bike anyways, dude.
I have to. Okay.
You don't have to, but what's the point? If you don't have a bike, the whole point of the yard pass is to be able to ride in and out. Oh, damn.
No, because I went on their website and I was like, VIP, but then the yard pass was more expensive. And I was like, that must be better then. So I just got the most expensive ticket. Good.
I'm assuming that they're opening up like the yard in the prison where the prisoners would work out and hang out and shit. And that's where all the yard pass bikes are going to be stacked up. I'm assuming because they say that if you get a yard pass, you can ride in, you can bypass the line, you can ride right in. They're going to send out a little whatever, a lanyard or something. You park your bike and then you can take it back out again. So you can go like Friday night, there's a pre-party. So you can ride your bike to the pre-party and then ride back to where you're sleeping and then ride into the show and do the show all day and then ride to the after party on Saturday night. You don't have to lock your bike up all weekend. So that's awesome, the big appeal for the yard pass. But yeah, we'll get your bike out there, dude. There's no reason we shouldn't. I think we should take a truck just so that we can beat feet. But once we get out there, we'll do like we did in Brooklyn, where we trailer everything down, get there, unpack the bikes, and immediately get on the bikes.
Right. Yeah.
So, but yeah, we got to figure out a place. I'm gonna hit up Colin. I'll hit him up later and see if he's made any moves with that place we talked about.
Oh yeah, we need a spot. Yeah, dude, I'm stoked on that. That's gonna be a lot of fun, and I'm gonna watch the Shawshank Redemption on the way down, and the entire weekend I'll be dressed up like Morgan Freeman from that movie, and I'll be doing Morgan Freeman voiceovers.
I'll be on the other side of the show.
I can smell you. Next one at the end of the summer, you're gonna want to close out your summer with a big old bang at the Deadbeat Retreat. It's the unofficial show of the Lowlife podcast, guys. We don't miss a year. We're always there, and it's gonna be fucking awesome, dude. They got the bands in the fucking burn pit,
torn in half.
It's the only bike show. It's the only like bike event that I go to where as soon as you show up, tires are smoking. They smoke the entire time you're there until the last day. People are getting in their last burnouts. Like they should change the name to like Deadbeat Burnout fucking Fiesta or some shit. Like constant burnouts, dude. Just tire piles everywhere. People doing dumb shit. It's wicked fucking fun. It's in New York. And again, just to remind people, if I can get a crew together, I'm going to go out early. We're going to leave on Thursday. And if not, then we're going to organize a ride on Friday. So let us know if you're going. And if you're not going, what are you doing with your fucking life, dude?
And why?
Get your shit together.
For real.
All right. Sponsor. This month's giveaway sponsor is Roth Cycle Solutions. Go listen to his episode, Gettysburg Ghost Hunter, where you find out the real reason you go ghost hunting, since ghosts aren't actually real. But he built a stainless steel sissy bar, custom stainless steel sissy bar that we're giving away. I think it's the most oddly shaped thing that I'll ever have to ship. Actually, shout out Fish Tank Whiskey. He said he could ship it for me.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
He's
easy.
Right out of Harley HD. Out of their shipping department. They got all sorts of stuff they can. I mean, obviously I'll pay for it, but get in on the Patreon if you want a chance to win this fucking sissy bar. Go check it out. He showed it on his episode. It's up on our fucking IG. It's I guess would you consider that a trident? Is it a trident? Because it has 3 prongs.
I would. Yeah, I would say it's trident style. Yeah. It's super fucking nice. Even just seeing it in the wrapping at your place last week or whatever, it's super, super nice, super well made.
Yeah. It has like it's really well made. Like you can use it and have a passenger on the back. It has like a nice strap on it.
For sure.
Polished like a mirror. like a fucking Mira guy.
Mm-hmm.
Real nice. So go sign up. I got to say something about the Patreon, though. I just noticed we had a couple, actually, shout out. This is big news. I didn't even tell you. We got a new Patreon subscriber today.
Woo!
Donald Trump.
I'll stop it.
I don't know if it's the Donald Trump, but I swear to God, dude, Donald Trump, he signed up as a hood rat, dude.
God.
So I'm just going to assume it's the actual president of the United States. So the current president of the United States, the 47th president of the United States, just signed up for $10 a month. That's a splash in the pot for billionaire, but I'm going to assume that it's the actual president, not just someone that signed up using his name. But
Cool.
shout out
We'll have
Donald
to do
Trump.
that. Let's do that Hood Rat episode in person.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah, I'm gonna ask him. Hey, Donald Trump, you want to? That's how we'll find out too.
Yeah,
if it's real or not.
I'm the best hood rat there ever was. Ask anyone.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be the biggest crowd. Actually, you guys got to check out. If you haven't signed up, go sign up because those Hood Rat episodes are off the chain. They're wicked fun to do. They're full length episodes. Only there's no housekeeping and there's no bullshit. It's just we go right into the interview. I'm going to be doing another one this month, hopefully with Sammy Kristoff, who won the quality handmade bike, flew out to fucking Florida, and then rode it all back. So that's going to be a killer episode. Super stoked on that one. So go sign up. $10 a month gets you access to all the shit that I want to do that I haven't set up yet. It gets you access to the Hood Rat episodes. And I swear to Christ, dude, I'm going to get these videos out. I just told you I was washing my ass in a lobster pot. I got to get these videos out, these how-to videos out, and I will. But I've been grinding, all right? I want to get this bike ready so I can fucking ride it. It's starting to get nice here. I think, fingers crossed, we had our last snowstorm in mid-April.
Why did you say that? You said that like 2 weeks ago, and it fucking snowed again.
I keep on asking myself if I should put the snowblower away. It's just sitting outside my garage, and I'm like,
don't do it.
Should I put it away? It's mid-April, and then it snowed, and then I was like, I can't put it away. I actually had to snowblow too, dude. I want to say I got like 6 inches that last storm.
Jesus, really?
Yeah, dude. In the middle of town, there was like no snow. It was like a light dusting, but once you start going up my hill, dude, the snow just starts accumulating.
That valley,
fucking
literally in your backyard. Yeah, you get valley effect snow real bad.
Yeah, it's weird, dude. Like, so I look at this the snowdles, on the news, and I'm like, dude, I got way more than that. But they're testing it like down by the college or whatever,
right?
But yeah, I get way more snow up by my like up on the hill. So, all right, shout outs. Do you have any shout outs?
Do yours. Let me think about it. I'm gonna try and fix my camera here.
I got a shout out. Shout out 61 Joe. Just finished up a sick ass chop, dude. On Instagram, 61 Joe. I think the O is a 0. But he just dropped me a little quick line just saying, finished up my chop, sent me a pic. Shit looks tough as fuck. Thanks for dropping pods, keeping me motivated to work on this thing. Always look forward to listening. Those kind of comments keep me going, guys. When I'm washing my dirty ass in a lobster pot, I think about 61 Joe and I go, life ain't so bad. I'm giving back to the community that I love so much. So shout out to Joe. Did you have a shout out?
No, I can't think of anything.
Okay. All right. Should we do the mailbag now or wait?
Let's do it, man. I love the mailbag. I think it's hilarious.
Ryno's mailbag. Let's check it out.
Letters in the bag. Oh, what a thrill. Ryno sending words gives me chill. Every note he writes me is so divine. Hold him close to my heart.
All right. If you guys want to get in on the mailbag, it's Ryno at thelowlifepodcast.com. That easy. Ryno, Ryno. All right. Spelt phonetically at thelowlifepodcast.com. Or just shoot us a message on IG, at the page, on the Lowlife page. And I'll consider that the mailbag, too. So, but just let it be known that you want it. This is a mailbag thing. So this one is from Andrew Stewart, and he said, "Hey, motherfuckers, I asked that you share something on our podcast if you want. So I got hit with the ice storm, and all was cool. I was cutting trees, tons of clearing and shit. But last Friday, and this was on Saturday, so last week when our last episode dropped, he got a call that his uncle died from carbon monoxide poisoning. Jesus. He had a generator running in his basement shop, pointed out one of the main doors. While him and his girlfriend were sleeping, the fucking wind blew the door closed. And they were, it went through like a little hole in the shop of his house, from the shop to the house. And through the night, the house filled up. That's like one of my worst nightmares is carbon monoxide poisoning. Because people just, you don't even know, dude. You're sleeping and just some fucking, I mean, it must be a decent way to go though, because you die in your sleep and it,
right.
You know, but
it's odorless and
it's really scary shit. Yeah, dude, that sucks. That sucks really bad.
We're sorry for your loss, man.
But he was a badass motherfucker. In the country, loaded guns around the house, knives, machetes, stashed in drawers, bat behind every door. Seems like my kind of dude. He always said, try to break into my house and I'll kill you and bury me with my tractor. No one will ever know. I wish I had a tractor. Dude, I've buried a few dogs in my day and they ain't that deep in the ground. So if I had to actually kill someone and bury them, they're going to be in a shallow grave. Dude, I can't imagine digging in New Hampshire, dude, the granite state, how many fucking rocks we have.
Yeah, no way.
No way I could dig a 6-foot fucking hole by hand.
I need an excavator.
Yeah. So his uncle was an avid rider, had a big full dresser. He sent me some pics. Looks like dope as fuck, dude. It's like a custom paint job. It looks cool. And nice. Others have been organizing a ride from his house to the funeral home for one last ride with him. Only he'll be in a fucking urn. Talk about ripped off. I know he'll be proud of us, giving him a few more miles on his bike, ridden hopefully by my old man. If he won't do it without insurance, I'll set it up. It's got to happen. It's supposed to be 0 degrees Celsius here, whatever that is in Fahrenheit. So I think he's from Canada or something. They use Celsius, right?
Yep.
But it's damn near freezing. Love the pod. Keep it up, fellas. Thanks. And be smart with your generators. Yeah, dude. So sorry for your fucking uncle. He sounded like a fucking cool dude. And that's a cool way to send someone off. If I die, Dan, put my ashes into some paint and paint a bike with my body. Okay.
Okay.
And then don't sell it. Don't be not one of your flip bikes, one that you're going to ride around forever.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Make it a knucklehead.
That bitch will be on Marketplace next week. No, I'm just kidding.
You paint my fucking body onto a fucking an iron head shop that you just flip real quick.
Yeah. For like $1,700.
I'd haunt the shit out of that motherfucker, dude.
Dude, maybe that's why ironheads are the way they are. Maybe they're just haunted by the ghosts of their former riders.
Yeah. That never finished that $1,000 ironhead project that they have sitting in their garage.
Yeah. Went a different direction.
One more. This one is an SOS in Chisholm. And I think it's at Ian, IAN, Chisholm on Instagram. Came at me with a Triumph question, and I said, I don't know dog dick about Triumphs, but I know a couple of people who do. Mm-hmm. Wink, wink, fish tank whiskey. This one's for you, or any of you Triumph guys. So, hey man, I'm at the end of my wits. Need suggestions to what you may have. I have a Triumph, a 71 T120R 4-speed. I can shift through all the gears with a screwdriver manually, but as soon as I put the kick cover on and use the lever to shift, I only have 4th gear. I rebuilt the inside of the kick cover with all new parts. I don't know why I can't get it to shift properly. I have a leaf spring transmission, which I don't know what that means. And I believe the cam plate and the gear selector quadrant are properly indexed. So that last sentence was absolute gibberish. I was like, dude, I'm sorry. I don't know what a fucking leaf spring transmission is what a gear selector quadrant is, but hopefully someone does. And if you need some clarification, if you're like a big Triumph fucking transmission guy, reach out. Ian Chisholm, he needs some help, brothers. And if you speak that language, I guess that's British, right? I should have said that all in a British accent. A fucking gear selector quadrant. Am I just retarded, or is that like a thing?
I have an idea of what it could be. It just sounds like an English or a British way to say something that we would call something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We probably would call it like a gear selector, and they're like, a
gear
selector quadrant.
I don't know.
He's probably looking at the book and reading these things and being like, yeah. So if you speak British, reach out to Ian Chisholm. All right. That's it for the mailbag, guys.
Step it up.
What the fuck have you been up to? Because you've been busy, man. You got a whole ass chopper sitting there behind you. It looks pretty fucking complete.
It's pretty close, man. So there's Boot Boy. More or less.
I want to see it in person because I can't see like exactly what the colors look like, you know?
Yeah. No, it's like a dark blood, like an ox blood red. And then there's a little bit of gold and black accents here and there. So on the tank, I did the tank and the rear fender. I did a couple scallops and some flames.
What's the engine in that again? Is that an Evo?
Yep, it's an Evo. It's a big twin Evo. It's an R&R motor. It's an OEM motor, but R&R has been in it. I'm not exactly sure what's going on with it. But yeah, I'm learning a lot about it in the last week or two because now I'm at the point where I'm getting the drivetrain all figured out, and I'm finding things in my engine, or not in the engine, in the transmission at least, that are missing that I now have to replace. Shit like that. So I'm getting familiar with it. 5-speed transmission, kick only. I'm working on. That's one of the things that's giving me the most trouble right now is the kicker kit that I'm using is the V-twin kicker kit. Those things come brand new with problems. So I'm trying to work through some of those things. I'm working on a transmission push rod issue right now, considering it didn't come with one. The transmission doesn't have a push rod for the throw out. So I can't get the clutch to engage right now. Other than that, I think I've got the kicker clocked and I've got the teeth meshed. I've shimmed the kicker shaft spring, that little squishy spring there. Yeah, so 5-speed transmission, kick only, and I think that's about it for that, yeah.
Did it come with the kicker on it, or did you buy that kit?
I bought the kit, yeah.
Yeah. Where'd you get it from?
V-twin.
V-twin does it? Okay.
Yeah, I think it was somewhere in the realm of $500. And that's the cheapest one I could find.
Yeah. I might do that. Not this year, though, because I've spent so much fucking money already.
Dude, I'm very, very, very broke, and it's coming down to the point where I have to stay broke because it's like now that I'm in the final throes of this thing, I'm at the point, I'm sure everybody else gets to this point where it's like, oh yeah, I need a brake light switch, and yeah, I need to go buy a breaker, and I need oil line and whatever, all the little nickel and dime shit.
It all adds up,
but nothing's nickel and dime no more. Yeah, holy shit, dude, it's fucking $140 a whack every time I go to Dennis Kirk or wherever.
Yeah, or like I was stuff that I wasn't expecting to have to pay for, like the master cylinder for the rear. I didn't know that fucking little nipple on there is made out of goddamn plastic, dude.
Oh.
So I was taking off the old line that goes to the reservoir, and it just snapped off both ends. The reservoir is plastic too. The whole thing is fucking plastic. Or I don't know if it's aftermarket or something. It's chromed plastic, you know. But then I was like, oh, I better get a metal one. That's $100. Of course, everything for a chopper is $100 or north, you know?
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I get it. I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to reuse that brake line. And then, you know, it's like, oh, it's like scorched almost halfway through. I better replace that, you know?
Mm.
And then I was like, oh, and I was working on the fucking calipers, and I was like, I need brake pads.
Yep.
And them shits ain't cheap neither, dude.
Nope.
For those PM calipers, I've never worked with them. They're fucking weird, dude. Like the front one has, they sell them. They're like these little mini fucking pads, and there's 4 of them. So you have to buy 2. Yeah, dude, it's weird. So all that little shit, yeah, dude. When you're getting to like, once you start putting it back together, you're like, I gotta get that. I gotta get that. I gotta get that. And yeah, dude, I've been putting like daily orders into like Throttle Addiction, Deadbeat, Lowbrow, and I like JP Cycles too. They have some good shit.
JP, Dennis Kirk. As far as like OEM shit, that's where I'm going.
Dennis Kirk, yeah, Dennis Kirk and JP.
Yeah,
their
shipping's pretty good.
Be sponsoring the show. I buy a lot of stuff at JP Cycles. They actually have a really good search on their website, you know.
Yeah.
But and they're so massive. They have like everything.
Anything you want. I spent probably an hour and a half to 2 hours yesterday just going through JP Cycles and Dennis Kirk looking for the right push rod. They've got every fucking thing. So yeah, a lot of this stuff is that OEM kind of shit. I tried to keep everything as OEM as far as like foot controls and master cylinder and all that other shit. I tried to keep that as OEM as possible. I like it. I'm really excited about the forward controls now that it's like an assembly and I can sit on it and go, okay, this is where my feet are going to be and feel how the shifter is going to feel and all that stuff. I really like it. I think I'm eventually still going to do some sort of mids just for somewhere to rest. But realistically, it's an open primary, but I'm keeping it in the closed primary case. And then I have the cone, so I can put my feet up on the primary and on the cone. You know what I mean? So I kind of have mids already. That's just not where my controls are.
Right.
So I'm pretty excited about that. This is genuinely the most comfortable motorcycle I've ever sat on, ever, including baggers and everything.
Well, you invented
else.
a new thing, I think, with that backrest. I've never seen that before.
You know how usually like you go to a show or whatever, and sometimes there's like a sign or a sticker is like, if you value your life as much as I value this bike, don't touch it. I'm going to put one on this that says, please sit on this. Like seriously, sit the fuck down on this thing and feel what that feels like.
Before you make old man jokes. Yeah. Before you make old back hurting jokes.
Which, you know what? Hey, that's fine. Cause you know, that's kind of where the idea was bred. But yeah, I really do think like I don't know. It's kind of a double-edged sword for me because I am a stickler for geometry on a bike. And that definitely throws it off some for me. I think it makes the bike look shorter. I mean, that's a 6-over wide glide front end. Like it's not a short bike at all. But because the sissy bar is so far forward, I think it dimensionally makes it look a little bit shorter. But I don't know. That could also just be because of the handlebar combo. But it's just, I haven't even ridden the fucking thing yet, man. And it's like, I don't want to get off of it. It's so comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I'm like, I don't know, man. It's like that purpose-built stuff really gets me. Like that's what I spend the most time on is like, you know, like when I was putting like the seat on or the P-pad or the sissy bar, like I know how important those things are to the comfort of the ride. And that for me is just as important. Like, I don't give a fuck if people think my bike looks cool. I really fucking don't. Like, hopefully they do. Right. But I'm the one riding it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I've had the skinny little chopper seat and shit. I'm a big dude. I bought them out. And it hurts and it sucks and I'm old and my dick falls asleep. So I'd rather just be comfortable and enjoy riding all day. Dude, I love riding for all day, you know?
I think the word comfort gets a weird stigma in our circles because when you hear comfort and choppers together, you think that kind of shit. But really what we should be talking about is like radio, windshield, like all that kind of shit that's like legitimately frivolous. You don't need it on your bike. That is the point of choppers. But as far as comfort, I mean, it's a hardtail. It's really not that bad anyways. Everybody always says, oh yeah, it's going to break your back, but it's really not that bad anyways. But if you plan on riding it all the time, why would you purposely, that's like only riding when it's raining. Like what the fuck is the point? You're not proving anything to anybody. Why not make it a little bit more comfortable so you can withstand riding on it and not lose feeling in your nuts 30 minutes later?
My dick legitimately falls asleep, and that's not something I want to falling asleep.
No, man, or your hands, my fucking hands and shit get all, like, my left hand gets all locked up. Like, oh, cool.
And that's the other thing is, like, it's like,
nice.
Yeah, what do you, I don't know, man, like, yeah, you have to make it's about, you want to make it look as cool as possible, but also you want it to be as functional as possible. So, like, yeah, I'm not going to have fucking grip warmers and shit like that. But, I don't mind having a reserve bottle of gasoline. That's like something I always like to build into, like, when I'm building a bike, I'm like, I need somewhere to put this, and I don't like strapping it to the sissy bar. I've lost a lot of those bottles that way, if things are rattling or whatever. So, they're not even creature comforts. In my opinion, they're kind of like necessities,
Yeah.
But I think it's a cool design. It looks super comfortable.
It is.
That's going to make a huge difference, dude, having a backrest right there.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, being able, I don't know, anybody that's ridden with me has probably noticed I move around in my seat a lot because I just can't get comfortable. So I'll be sitting here with my back kind of back at one point, my arms kind of locked out, and then I'll literally sit forward because my back's fucking screaming and just trying to get comfortable. So with that, it's like, how do you fuck that up? It's got a 3-inch, 2-inch pad on the back, sprung seat. The handlebars are like right here in front of me. So I don't know. I'm really excited about it.
Dude, that's the back fucking. I'm so lucky I don't have like a bad back, because motherfuckers that have a bad back, dude, like, there's no fucking fixing that. You have to kind of like live with this like terrible pain all the time.
Yeah, it's not fun. Just got to be careful. You know what I mean? I've never had a sprung seat before this, and I've had at least 2 hardtail bikes, and it's not like I've ever gotten off after a long ride and been like, holy fuck, I can't walk the next day. It's not that bad, but why not make it better?
A sprung seat does wonders, dude. I had one on my
shovel. That's what I hear.
Yeah, it makes a big difference. Like, that's the only reason I like even having rear suspension, is just for that little bit of cushion. But if you put springs on your seat, it makes a huge fucking difference.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited to try
springs or cushion, And so the one that I made for the shovel head, I was able to make it pretty low profile because I didn't have to use as much cushioning because I had those springs.
Right.
I guess it was a butts seat pan.
Okay.
So it's like, it looks like a rigid, and you can barely see them, dude. I had like these 2-inch barrels underneath. Right. Actually, you couldn't see it because I had a fur seat.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I forgot
the second
that
one was a fur
seat,
and I used that butt seat pan, which I believe I got at the La Spada swap.
Oh, no shit.
For a song, dude, because those things ain't cheap. And yeah, dude, it made a huge difference in the ride. It was awesome. Because when you have a bunch of fucking big poofy seat, that doesn't look good, Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the TC Bros style King Queen seat. That ruins it for me. It's way too thick.
I actually ran one of those on the Sportster, and it was really nice. It's really comfy, but it doesn't look right,
Yeah,
but
just a little too much hump.
It is a good seat. Like, it's really comfortable, but again, it's like, it's super thick. So, but so what else do you have? What do you have left to do on that?
So I've got brake line and fittings coming in the mail. I've got a new clutch cable because mine's too short. So that one's coming. The amount of fucking parts that, I hope this is a universal experience among people who build bikes, but the amount of fucking parts that I have bought that guaranteed fitment, match up to whatever the fucking engine is and whatever, that still don't fit, and I just fucking don't ever return them. Like, it's unbelievable. So I'm basically buying a bunch of duplicate shit, but I got the clutch rod. That's coming. Hopefully that's the fucking right one. That one was actually kind of funny. Let me see if I can find it. So I started messing with the transmission yesterday, and I got to put that kicker kit on there, and I didn't have it cocked or anything. I hadn't even really messed with it. So I started going through, and I watched a couple of YouTube videos or whatever yesterday, and I'm like, man, what the fuck? I can't get my clutch to engage at all. And then I realized my clutch cable is too short, but then I started messing with the throwout, and it wasn't throwing anything out. So I kept looking, and then I ended up looking at like an exploded diagram, a parts diagram of a Softail 5-speed, and it showed the clutch release rod or whatever it was called. I forget exactly what the OEM term is. And I was like, I don't fucking think I have one of those. And I looked, sure enough, there's nothing in there. So there's no way for the throwout bearing to actually engage right now. So I got one of those coming, and some other shit for that. I need to do oil lines, which I have fittings, and I believe I have the actual oil line already. I kind of, sort of, I think, screwed myself a little bit as far as serviceability of my fuse panel. I didn't, so the oil bag that I've got on there, it's listed on Lowbrow as a bolt-on, and it comes with these two little straps. I didn't end up using the bolt-on. I ended up making my own shit just because it fit this frame better, especially after Chris did his thing. So that one comes with like a little, I should have left it out. It comes with a little, like a finger bracket that bolts to the bottom of the inside of the oil bag to hold your battery in, which is great. It's wicked nice, but it puts my battery in the wrong spot for what I wanted to do, how I wanted to set up my shit. Yep. So now I have to basically mount the fuse panel block to the back of that strap somehow. I'm just going to drill a little hole or whatever and mount it to that. And then to actually access my fuse panel on the road, I'm going to have to figure out some sort of quick detach or something. So maybe even Velcro. I've actually used Velcro, like the really strong adhesive Velcro tape on the scythe to hold in all my breakers and shit, and never once rattled loose.
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea.
Yeah, that shit works pretty good. So I might Velcro it on there and then leave enough strain relief in the wiring that if I need to, I can pop that fuse panel off the back of the oil bag. So basically it would be back in here, and I'd have to pop it out of there and pull it out in between this gap in between the rear fender and the oil bag. I don't know if you heard all that or not, but
you got a little light there when you're.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So I'd have to reach between that gap in between the fender and the oil bag to get.
Okay.
So it's not unserviceable, but it's not as easy as I want. Yeah, it's not as easy as I wanted it to be. So
yeah,
but either way, this thing's only going to have like 4 wires, so it is what it is. But I have also on order a pair or a set of points. Ignition.
Are you doing points?
I don't know that I'm doing points yet. I've been doing a lot of research on Evo paired with Kickstart and stuff like this. Where I'm kind of handicapped is I don't really know what's going on in that motor. I don't know if it's cammed. I don't know if it's a big bore. I don't know. You know what I mean? I just don't know. So I don't really know what I'm competing with. The ignition system that's in it is an Arc Power. I think it's Arc Power Technologies or Arc Power Ignition Solutions or something like that. It's a discontinued ignition. They don't make it anymore. It seems pretty snazzy. Right now it's set up for dual coil, but dual fire. So 1 plug per head, but 2 coil, right? Yeah, fuck, I should have flipped the bike. So what I'm trying to figure out is if that ignition system that's in there doesn't have any way for me to go in and program and set to 0 dead revs or whatever, whatever I need to do, advance the timing on the fly so that I can kick that bike over if it's not set up for it. So I have the points just in case. The people that I've talked to that have a 5-speed or a 4-speed kicker on their Evo, every single one of them that I've talked to have blue points, blue streak points.
Blue streak, yeah.
Yeah. Every single one. And every single one of them have said it's a 1 to like in a bad day 3 kick bike. So it's one of those things where it's like, I'm gonna try it as it is. I've got a coil coming because obviously I have to knock it down to 1 coil if I'm only doing points. At least I think if you're out there and you know more than I do about this stuff, right now there's 2 Dynacoil 5 ohm coils set up to the Arc Power ignition. If I end up converting to points, it only has 1 wire coming out of the condenser. So I would either have to split that wire, which I imagine would generate a lot of impedance, whatever, to the dual coil. So I just got a coil anyways, just so if I need to, I can run a single coil.
3 ohm.
3 ohm? I think I did get a 3 ohm. I'm pretty sure I did get a 3. Yeah. Actually, and even still, I might even have one of those laying around anyways. So, but yeah, so that's where I'm at. I'm just kind of at this point, I don't want it to be, we're too far into April. I don't want it to be May 25th or April 25th and oh fuck, this ignition isn't going to work kick only. It's just not.
Yeah.
And then I have to trailer in a dead bike to La Espada or not bring my bike to La Espada because it doesn't run. Yeah. So I'm trying to head off any possibilities, which financially is fucking ruining me. But, but yeah, I mean, realistically, man, there's not a whole lot left. It's, I'm going to try and age the tins a little bit. Yeah, it's really just plumbing. Wiring, oil, fuel, and that's about it. So as far as this one is concerned, and then hopefully I can get that thing fired up and running. Ideally, it'd be sweet to see that thing running by like Monday, Tuesday of next week. And then,
oh, fuck.
I mean, realistically, that's only a couple late nights away. I mean, I'm getting most, if not all of the parts I need. Oh, fuck. I had to order a speedometer plug, the little fucking delete unit for the transmission, and I ordered that from partsgiant.com. I think it was honestly the cheapest one, and I don't know when they're shipping.
I always wonder about they always pop up, and I'm like, that sounds like shiesty as fuck, dude. I never order from them, but
yeah,
let me know if you get that.
Yeah, if I don't get it, I don't know. I'm gonna have to I might just have to order another one just as a backup. But if that's the fucking thing that keeps me from starting this bike next week, I'm gonna have a problem. So hopefully that thing's running next week, early next week. And then I just need Alex, or technically anybody who's roughly my height, to come over and sit on this panhead so that I can weld on the foot peg mounts. We're doing mid mounts. So I got to weld the prism mid mount bungs on the bottom.
Dude, look at those fucking bars, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Oxford. Chris.
They're fucking out there, bro.
So beautiful, man.
These are Oxford as well.
Oh, you got them on both.
Yes, sir. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, as long as Chris is making handlebars, I'm running Chris's handlebars.
Yeah, dude. I would have, but I have the Springer, and I really like the. I guess I could have used one of those like top mount conversion things where you can do the 3.5 spacing.
Yeah,
but the Harley Springers, the risers are what like kind of keeps that top clamp down. So I wanted to run them. I usually don't like risers at all because I've had some.
Yeah, I don't either.
Slipping bar incidents and shit, you know.
But yeah, I don't know if you do this, but I usually do a roll pin. Have you ever done that?
Where?
So you do it once you get your bars set up where you want them. Make sure they're where you want them, and then you try and find a relatively inconspicuous place. It doesn't have to go all the way through, but it's better if it does. Try and find an inconspicuous place and actually drill through the top of the riser, where the riser clamp, where it clamps around the bar, drill through the bar and then punch a roll pin through it. So the bars can't, they can, but it's because you're an accident. Yeah. If you're breaking those two things, you hit something real fucking hard.
Yeah.
So it's just a safety thing. I've heard of people, and I've tried to doing tin foil and shit underneath the riser clamps or whatever. And I've had 2 pair of riser bars fall in my lap.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm probably gonna end up doing roll pins in this one because that shit scares the hell out of me.
I don't know if there's any truth to this, but I've been told that if you cinch down the top bolts on the riser all the way first, instead of doing all 4 of them like equally, you do the top 2 all the way down snug, and then you do the bottom 2. They shouldn't move at all.
I feel like I would want the bottom ones tighter than the top ones.
I don't know. That's just I heard it from someone. Someone was telling me about it because I always have, integrated risers on my handlebars just because I fucking don't want to even worry about that. Especially when you get into when you have a lot of leverage on those bars, dude, and you're really ripping, dude, like And if you've ever experienced it, like riding a motorcycle and the bars just go down in your
It's
lap, and you're
terrifying.
like, "Fuck!" You're kind of fucked, dude. It's like
When
one
you're
less thing
engaging
to
your
think about.
clutch and it's down by your hip, and you're
Oh
trying
yeah,
to fucking that's scary
trying to
shit. It's not
steer it,
fun.
and it's just like stuck on your stomach.
Yep.
Yeah, but these ones seem to fucking really grip the bars really well, like for whatever reason. So,
I
they're
use
cool.
the space in between the riser clamps on each side. I use that as like a visual indicator that they're still tight. You know what I mean? I
Oh
like
right,
to
yeah.
see that there's a space on either side because then I know it's evenly clamped. And I also Loctite the shit out of those bolts. And I usually do, if you've seen my bikes in person, I usually do torque lock or torque check, like a torque stripe
Oh
paste
yeah.
on all like the critical fasteners and stuff so that I can just look down and go, okay, that hasn't moved yet. You know what I mean?
Oh, even on the riser ones. Okay.
Yeah, I know it's an ugly little thing, but it's one of those things. I'd rather look down and know, okay, my axle hasn't shifted.
Wiped out because your bars slipped.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
was going around a traffic circle, a rotary, and it was the Durham traffic circle. Me and this kid I used to work with, he was on his Dyna and I was on my Sportster. I had these little mini apes on it. And we were in the rotary, so we were leaning, we were going a pretty decent speed for this small rotary, and his belt snapped and he washed the bike out from underneath me, and I kind of like, I don't know, I guess I almost like grabbed the bars and pulled them back like I was reining in a horse, and the bars went boop and fell right in my lap as I was sitting in a 40-degree angle. So my left hand, my elbow essentially hit myself in the dick, and then the bar just straightened right up, and I went fucking right off into the fucking 8-inch little granite curb on the side there, and fucking flipped right over the bike, slid on
Jesus
my back
Christ.
for a while. Yeah. So it wasn't a high speed accident or anything like that. It's actually the only time I've ever like crashed on a bike. Thank God. So, but yeah. I don't like to fuck with that stuff. This is going to be the first set of handlebars that aren't integrated risers that I've run in a long time. And I just got, I got the solid riser bushings, cause you're running dog bones too, right? Do you have the solid riser bushings in there?
Yeah, they're awesome.
Does it make a big difference? Yeah. Okay.
They're
Good.
so much better. They're really cheap too.
Yep. Yeah, they weren't bad.
I got them for like $20 new, dude.
Yep. Yeah, I got
it
those
does
coming.
make a big difference. Like just when you grab the bars, they don't wiggle as fucking much.
Dude, I don't know how much wiggle you're supposed to have on dog bone risers with the rubber bushings in them, but these are like too much. I'll demonstrate real quick.
Yeah, I don't want it to move at all. Yeah, dude, look at that.
Why?
I don't want that happening when I'm cruising, dude. So yeah, the solid ones, they're aluminum. You can polish them up so they look like chrome, like super easy. I think I got them on Throttle Addiction. I think they were like $20.
That's where I got them. Yeah.
Yep.
Good. That makes me feel better. Yeah, man. Fucking getting close. How's yours going? You started the paint, right?
Yeah, I did the frame this week.
Sick. How'd it go?
Dude, I was like, when I got into this originally, I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna like make this kind of cool soft tail chop. I don't want to get into a whole ass build because I wanted to build like I have that Sportster I want to build too. Dude, this turned into a whole ass build, dude. Like once you get into it, like the amount of fabrication on the frame, the amount of cleanup on everything, like it's a whole ass build, dude. You're not saving. I didn't save any money. I didn't save any time, and I started mad late too. I started mad late.
Yeah.
I don't think I even started this thing till like February or something, late February, and I've been fucking pushing myself every single day. I touch that bike every single day, single day, at least something. I'm giving it 60% some days, 110 others, but I'm touching it every day. I'm getting something done. I'm fucking things up. But dude, it's a whole ass build. And once you do all the frame fabrication, I was like, I wasn't anticipating doing like a whole ass fucking paint job on the frame either. Like I was like, wherever I grind off and put tabs and stuff, I'll just hit it with a little fucking fast black ceramic black paint, But then I was like, dude, the whole fucking thing was ground off. Like the whole backbone, the plate, like all the fucking tap, like it was pretty fucking heavy frame modification. And once you put in all the the upper and lower like fucking fender tabs and like the sissy bar and all the bullshit on the back and cut off all the fucking wire tabs and all this stuff, it looked like shit, dude. So I was like, I have to paint this whole fucking frame.
Damn.
So I was just going to keep it black, but then I had this can of I did do I had a can of 2K black on Spray Max, and I had a can of clear Spray Max that I didn't use from my last build. So I was like, well, I'll just use those and I'll go, I'll just do black. And so I got everything, prepped and sanded and shit, and then I just went right over the powder coat, scuffed it up real good. And then anywhere that was bare metal, scuffed that up. It was already scuffed up real good.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just hit it with the fucking black Spray Max top coat. And I was like, it's missing something, I was like, this is kind of boring. And then I saw, like, out of the corner of my eye, I had 2 cans of, like, Flake.
Yeah.
And I was just like both of them. And I just flaked the whole fucking thing and then clear coated over it. And I was like, oh, dude, it's not what I wanted. So I think I have to, it's not what I wanted. I should have just went with the black, but it's on there now. So I'm going to roll with it, and I'm going to change what I had in mind for the tins to match it a little bit. I'm going to put some of the same flake in it just so it, like, for continuity's sake.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man, I've been fucking banging away on this thing. Tons of Bondo too on the frame. Because
I did my very best not to do a lot of Bondo. I did a couple spots, and really, shout out to Chase. I do have a shout out. He came and used the booth a couple weekends ago to paint his frame. And initially I was like, I'm not doing any fucking Bondo. I don't care. Everybody can see my shitty welds. It is what it is. That's not the point of this bike. And he brought his frame over, and I was looking at it, and all his welds were nice. And he had Bondoed like around the seat posts and all that other shit. And I was like, fuck, it looks so much better. I'm just going to do that. So I only did like those kind of spots, the ones that you really see. There's plenty of shitty welds of mine that you can see on this build.
What's he building?
He's building a shovel, I believe.
Another shovel, yeah. Man, I can't wait to Is he going to be in La Espada with that build?
I think so. I think that's the plan.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe that's the plan.
He's going to be in our show with that build too.
Yeah, I believe he's bringing that. That's the one he's going to bring to Reviver
as
well. Yeah,
he builds such nice shit, dude.
Everything he builds is absolute top class. Yeah. Like, for real, top class. It's got the look. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
The amount of welding on this fucking thing too is unbelievable. I welded more on this Softail than I ever did on any other bike build. Like, I didn't hardtail it, but it's like I might as fucking well have done that, dude. Like, at this point, like, that would have been easier than trying to keep this like stock frame and make it look decent. I really should have. Like, I'm really regretting not doing it.
I've been saying this, and I didn't say it too loud at the start because it was really only my first one. But after having built both a hardtail and a non-hardtail chopper, the non-hardtails are harder. Yeah. They're more difficult. It's more difficult to do well, I guess. It's more difficult to make it so that the rear fender hugs the rear tire so it looks like it has a chopper stance. Especially if you have a twin shock bike, like a Sportster or whatever. That's tough. You have to figure out how to get that fender to sit so that it doesn't also bottom out with your springs and shit. So I think it's more difficult. With a hardtail, it's like, none of that shit moves. Tighten your fucking belt.
It moves. Yeah, you don't have to worry about the geometry of it. And you don't have to worry about cleaning up the fucking factory bullshit, dude. Like, on like a Softail, they have, for those fender the fender brackets, they have these like huge holes on both sides. I have to plug weld them. I had to plug weld the shit out of all these holes on this frame, dude. I can't believe it, dude. It's like Swiss cheese. I can't believe that Harley in good conscience put that many fucking holes in their goddamn bikes, dude.
Were they tunneled? Were they sleeved, or was it just a hole drilled in the frame?
No, it was Like the ones, it was like it's the really thick part where the fender brackets meet, like right behind the seat. And those are like thick, you know.
Okay.
But other than that, dude, like on the backbone, tons of holes, dude. On the backbone, you know,
No
for where
shit.
they put the bracket in to hold the tank and all the fucking electronics and shit.
Right.
Yeah, dude, I welded so fucking much. I did more fabrication and welding on this than I ever have. Definitely hardtail your bike because it's easier. If you can't personally weld it, give it to a guy to weld it. You know, you must have a buddy that knows how to weld it. If you're in New Hampshire, I'll fucking weld it. I'm not a professional. So if you die, it's not my fault. I'm not insured. But like welding a hardtail on is so easy, dude.
Yeah.
I've done it so many times now, and it's one of the, like, the hardtail kits are great now. Like it might have been hard back in the day, or if you're fabricating your own frame, I get that, you know, because there's lots of geometry that goes into it. But I should have just bought a frame, so then I wouldn't have to weld so goddamn much.
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to, you know, there's a lot of places where you have to reuse the old hardware. And the other thing that I'm spending a lot of time in is just like cleaning it up. Because like when I put it back on, once you get the frame like nicely painted and it looks like brandy new, you don't want to put old crusty shit back on your bike, you know? So every single bolt that I'm putting back in that was original, you know, I'm cleaning it up, I'm polishing it, and that's fucking grueling to do, you know?
Yeah.
Like all the hardware that's on the caliper, it's like you can't replace it, you know, because it's not something you can get at a fucking hardware store. It's not like a 1/4-inch bolt or something, you know?
Right.
It's part of that piece. So I'm taking everything apart and putting it back together completely as clean as I can get it. But yeah, man, I'm at a point now where just today, so I painted the frame this week, which you know, it was a fucking pain in the ass, dude. Getting it prepped and you know, especially because I only had 2 cans. I had 1 can of the black top coat, and I'm like, this has to cover everything. And I had to so I just like focused on the spots that were bare first, and then I moved throughout just to make it all like uniform.
Right.
And I was like, I don't want to have to buy another $30 can of spray paint, you know?
For real.
But I got that paint this week too for the tins, the
Sick.
professional paint that No Luck Paintworks uses. So, you know, it's top notch.
No.
And I'm probably going to have some questions, but I'm hoping I got all the Bondo work done on the tank and the fender. I have some louvers, and I think I got that like dialed in. So I'm planning on painting next week, like getting those tins done. But right now, as it sits, I have the Springer, all the fabrication on that's done. So I had to remove some things and add some bungs, and I cleaned it all out. And again, all the hardware to put that Springer together, I took it all out and I cleaned it up and polished it and put it back in. All the neck bearings, I did the neck bearings, all the wheel bearings, all that stuff's all brand new. And I put it back together. So right now, as it sits, I got the wheels on, I got the handlebars on, the risers and all that shit, and the everything's polished up and the engine's in and it's plumbed. I did the hoses. I just did the rubber hoses. I called you the other day about those fucking if anybody knows how to get those stainless steel, I have those. I have an awesome, dude. I have like 10 feet of the stainless steel hose that I got in like a lot of parts that I bought. But I can't get the fucking clamp to get over it. It's the size of the plastic. So I don't know if there's like a special compression tool or something, but if you know how to get these I would like to use the stainless line because it's brand new. It looks nice. But I already had from the last build, just like tons of just the black. I think it looks pretty good. So I might use that anyways, but I would like to know how you get the stainless outer coating. How do you get that into the fitting?
I'm pretty sure Lobra has a video on their brake line, and I'm pretty sure Todd does it, and I might be confusing it, but I'm pretty sure they've got one. And then I remember sitting in here 2 years ago doing the scythe, and like I couldn't get. I was trying to do the make your own DIY stainless steel brake lines, and I couldn't get it to crimp right. I finally got it to. I got the plastic tube to seat inside the fitting, and then once it was all together, I put it together. I pumped the brakes like, I don't know, 10 times, and the fucking thing popped off. It just wouldn't clamp. So this time what I'm doing, and I will probably continue doing, last time I went to Omni and had them make me a brake line. But this time I'm just using, they make all various different lengths of black or stainless or whatever hose that have JIC female fittings on either end. And then you get the banjo fitting that has the male
Goodrich
JIC
lines
on the other end. Huh?
Are they Goodrich?
I'm not sure the brand. It doesn't sound familiar. I want to say I got the brake line off Throttle Addiction or whatever, one of those. But this one, I'm getting an 18-inch brake line, 2 30-degree banjo fittings, and they're both size 6 JIC. So fucking plug that in, done deal. That's your brake line. JIC, I use JIC for hydraulic fittings on things that are 3, 4, 5.
JIC, is that like so the banjo is kind of like a male, and then the hose is like a female that you clamp on. It's like in
JIC. The JIC is just the style of fitting. It's the one that has like the nipple, and then the male is the rounded nipple, and the female has the cup that the rounded nipple clamps into.
Yeah, I'm using the same
or NPT or whatever.
I actually just ordered all of the brake lines this week. They just came in like yesterday. I think I got them off Lowbrow or Throttle Addiction, but Goodrich, I've always used them, and you just buy banjo bolt. You do a straight 90, 32 degrees or whatever the fuck they have, and then you buy whatever length you need of hose. They work really well, and you don't really need to over tighten them. Like, it just, once it's snug, it's snug. And I fucked up though, because on my front brake, I was just, I order parts like when I'm at my house, like chilling out, like late at night, and I'm like, okay, I need this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I don't want to go to the garage and like measure it. I'm like, I'm probably going to need like 9 inches or whatever. And then I fucking order it. It costs fucking $20, and I get it. And dude, it's like this long. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I need way bigger. So I had to reorder those. But yeah, I had to do both brake lines. The front one, I have the little whip. I got like I think an 11-inch from the caliper to the master, and then I just measured what they had stock for. I had to get 2 different ones though, because I have the inline brake switch. But Goodrich, they work really well. I think Magnum is the other company that makes them.
Magnum, I think, is the one that I got. That sounds familiar.
And there's 2 different kinds. So they have the ones like with the fittings, like you're saying. Magnum, and I haven't used this, but I really want to. You make your own brake lines, cut to any length. So they give you the hose, and you can cut it, and then the brake line fitting like screws into the inside of the hose.
Don't use those.
No, those are no good.
Don't use those. Not especially on a chopper. If you only have one brake, I highly do not recommend you use those.
Okay.
It's your
I
brake
always thought it was kind of sketchy.
It that way. It's literally it is, if you have only a rear brake on your bike, that brake line can and will literally save your life. Like, that is an absolute integral part. Don't fuck with your brake lines. Get something that is crimped. As a hydraulic tech, I'm telling you, I don't care what anybody says. Don't use those things.
Yeah. The Goodrich ones, they're nice. You can get them stainless or black. They're durable as fuck, dude. And they're easy. You just measure out what you need. You get the fittings. It's a little expensive, I think, because you have to buy the banjo fittings.
Right.
But to me, it's worth it, because they just work really well.
Yeah, for sure, man. And that, like, I'll only run 4-piston in the rear too. You know what I mean? Yeah. Granted, I haven't run a drum brake bike yet, but yeah, 4-piston all day. And then I've got dual disc on this thing. Like, brakes just don't, especially if it's your only one, don't fuck with that stuff.
Oh yeah, I forgot about dual disc. I dream about dual disc. I got to do next bike. I love the Springers, man, but I love that. My second love is a dual disc front end.
I'm really excited, man.
Yeah.
It looks so good.
Yeah, the other thing I have to do is I was doing the wheel spacing today, and I don't have the right hardware. I can't find it. I don't know what the fuck I did with it, but I have a bag of hardware somewhere in my life that has all the wheel spacers and stuff for that caliper. But remember last year, I had to swap out the tire, and I put the sporty tire on it that I had. So I did all new wheel spacing and shit, and then I put all the other stuff in a bag somewhere, and I was like, yeah, well, when I do the other bill, I'm gonna fucking put this shit back on, and disappear. I got so much trash, dude. I got so much shit. I have so many parts. I can't find anything. So I looked for a good while today, and like, where is all that hardware that I needed?
Yeah, man.
Cannot find it.
That's the worst. That has to be the most difficult and frustrating part of a build. And like the panhead right now, we started this build up at Alex's house. Now it's down here. Just that in and of itself, like, we don't know where the oil filter and oil filter housing are. Like, they're just not, we just don't know where they are anymore. There's just shit that like disappeared. And unfortunately, that has sort of ended up being the main reason why the panhead's not going to be done before the Evo, is because that kind of stuff is just holding us back a little bit. But it's like all the parts for the panhead are in a fucking cardboard box. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, it wasn't very well itemized. That part is tough. That is, now when people ask me like, what's your biggest piece of advice, would be, seriously, get a couple boxes of Ziploc bags and put, I don't care if it's one fucking screw, put, this is the headlight bezel screw in a fucking bag and label it and put it all in the same fucking place.
I used to be way better about that shit. Like when I first started, because I was so much more nervous, you know? So I'd have the Ziploc bags and I'd label them, and I was really good with that shit. And it was really helpful. You know, like I'd take it apart and I'd be like, this is the wheel spacers and this with this caliper. I keep it all together. Now I'm just reckless, dude. Now I just take shit apart and I'm like, I'll figure it out later. You know, I'm rushing through everything.
Yep. I've built enough of these. I'll know what these parts are. I'll know which ones go where.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing is you run out of space, dude. Like when you really get into working on shit, dude, I got you know, you have parts coming in, I'm just ripping them out of the bag, ripping them out of the boxes on the floor, bags, packing materials all over the place. You know, I just rip it out of the bag, I put it on, I'm like, oh fuck, that didn't work, you know, chuck it. And dude, my entire garage is in disarray, you know. It just, I can't find anything. Even stuff that I've been working on. And then dude, I'm just like going around and working, and my entire lift is just filled with tools and trash and tape and fucking whatever the fuck I was using, you know? And then I was like, dude, I can't even find like the piece that I just took off.
Oh, I know that struggle, man. Same fucking
every once in a
here.
while you have to pump the brakes and be like, I gotta clean, you know?
Yeah.
And then you start finding those parts, you're like, oh, that's where that fucking lock washer was that I needed, you know? Like,
dude, the cleaning is what fucks me up. Like just today, for example, I cleaned up a good bit before Chase came, just so he wasn't trudging through all my shit. And then I cleaned up again yesterday, just because we were going to record or whatever. I wanted it to look somewhat presentable in here. But then today I come in here, I get home from work, and I'm working on Eric's tins. I'm working on his tank. And I had to touch up some of the pearl, some of the spots in there, and just kind of clean it up. And fuck, forgot where I was going. I do that every fucking time. What were we talking about?
You're touching. Oh, getting cleaned up.
Oh yeah, so I had cleaned yesterday to make sure that
Our
everything
brains are so damaged,
dude. Holy fuck, man! I'm running on fumes. So I cleaned up yesterday, and then I went in today, and I was like, okay, I got to touch up this pearl. So I mixed up the intercoat or whatever that I use as a carrier, and I was like, all right, where's the fucking bag of dry pearl? I couldn't find the fucking rose gold and the Daytona Beach green that are the two pearls that I needed to use on that fucking tank that I had just used like a week ago when I painted it or whatever. I couldn't fucking find them, and I was stressing. I was like, dude, this is going to put me back. Now I got to buy more pearl. One of them was in a random box of other old pearls that I don't use that was like behind the workspace, and then the other one was in the regular box of like all the dry pearls that I have. But like, why I was using them at the same time. I put one in one box and one in the other. I don't fucking know, man. The cleaning is what screws me up. If I just leave shit alone, like when I'm assembling a bike, like a build, I don't put the tools away, because then at the end, whatever's on the floor, obviously hammers and fucking whatever else, but everything else, that's my tool bag. I don't put the shit away, because then it's like I don't remember if I needed it, which Allen keys and whatever. So right now on both sides of my garage, I have just fucking tools lined up everywhere, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Every fucking where in here.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. That's the it gets to a point though, like you have so many tools out. So I have a pretty neat fucking toolbox. You know, like I know exactly which drawer has what stuff in it when I put it all away, you know? And it's nice to walk over and be like, oh, I need this wrench and this wrench or whatever, and you just walk over and boop. But then you have to put it back. And if you don't put it back, then there's just a pile. But then you remember, like, as you're doing it, you remember, you're like, all right, so my fucking 9/16 is over there. My fucking half inch is over here. You know, that 5/16 Allen key is over there. But then when you shut your garage down for the night and you go sleep, you wake up the next day, you wake up with amnesia. And you don't know where anything is again. You know, so while you're doing it, it's nice to have all your tools available and like you know exactly where they are. But like you just demonstrated, our memories ain't like it used to be.
Dude. Yeah, it's bad, man. It's bad. I don't even get to the go to sleep amnesia part. It's like I can't even tell you how many times yesterday because I'm working on the primary and in the transmission, right? So I'm on the B side of the bike for one thing, and then I'm on the A side of the bike for another thing, working on the same component that are put together with the same size bolts and nuts and everything else. So I have my 1/2 inch and 9/16 wrench on this side, and I'm like, all right, cool. Now I got to go on the other side and do this part. And I don't bring the fucking wrenches with me, and they're just far enough out of reach that I can't reach underneath the bike to grab them. So I have to get the fuck back up and walk to the other side of the bike, dude. 10, 15 times must have happened.
Yeah. Dude, the other thing I got to mention is my shins are like hamburger meat, dude, from walking around this fucking Harbor Freight lift. I don't know how many times I fucking bang my fucking shin on the little pedal, dude. Like that thing sticks up, dude. Like
I think you're supposed to take it off once you're done. Doesn't it come off? Doesn't there a little pin that I think it slides off? I think you're supposed to take it out.
Dude, every time I walk around the bike, if I walk around the front, I'm hitting that thing with my shin.
Ugh.
Every single time. Like, and it draws blood every single time, too.
That's brutal.
Like, some of those are down to the bone, dude. I can see my shin bone. I ruined 2 pairs of pants, dude, catching it on that shit.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
You need to go get some pool noodles and slice them and put them all around the edges of that thing, like you do when you childproof a house.
I'll just wear some shin guards like I'm a soccer player.
There you go. That would be way less emasculating and degrading.
I put on my shin guards, my helmet, my fucking mouth guard.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, I do dumb shit like that all the time. Dude, I had this huge gash in the top of my head that was like bloody, and I didn't even know until my kids were like, hey, why is your head bleeding? You know, I just bang shit on shit. And then I'm just like, oh, fuck. And then I immediately forget about it. And people are like, why are you bleeding?
Yeah. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Yeah, dude. I wish I got a hardtail for this fucking thing. I've been busting my ass to try to get it done. And I'm at that point now where I'm putting it back together, and now things require a lot more finesse. You know, like before when you're mocking things up, you're like, I don't care. You don't need to get the tire spacing perfect, you know?
Right.
Because you're just mocking it up. But now I'm at the point where I'm like, this has to be perfect. So I did the rear wheel today, and I think that's pretty perfect. But the front wheel's fucked, and I don't have the hardware I need, and I need to like fucking figure that out. But I think that lowbrow, deadbeat, throttle addiction, JP, I think they're going to get a lot more of my business in the coming weeks, and I'm probably going to pay for expedited shipping just to get it out of here. But the other
Get
thing
out of it.
was the fucking clutch cable. I can't remember for the life of me. All right, so you know the clutch the clutch perches that they're super cheap, they're aluminum. And I've done this before, but it's like I can't remember, dude. So if anybody out there can remember, you get those clutch perches and they're for the old style, like ball or whatever, right?
Yeah,
So you have that
I
little
get
barrel
those
in
too.
there and you twist it around. But my clutch cable is the new hoop style. And there's some fucking way to convert that pin. I don't
Get a cotter
remember
pin.
what's
Just
that?
get a cotter pin that'll fit. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. I'll show you. Just get a cotter pin that fits in the hole. So you're referencing it's this style,
Yeah.
the little ball, right? Yeah, and you don't
But there's
want
a way
that.
to do it with the C-clip pin. You're just using a cotter pin. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I'm just using a cotter pin. So all I did was
Okay,
I
so that'll
actually had to
work.
drill out. Yeah, I had to drill out the head of the clutch cable, the round end of the clutch cable, and then to 1/2 inch or whatever. And this drops right in. It's got a hole. I actually pulled this off an old set.
So is
clutch
that
I had.
I swear to God there was a way to do it with the C-clip though. There was like because I think I forget what the length is. I think it's like 7/8 or something.
Mm. Yeah, I
But
mean, I'm
dude,
sure
nobody
there's a way to
carries
make it
those
work.
C-clips. What are those pins called with the C-clips? Are they like retaining? I guess retaining C-clip pins.
This clutch perch that I got, they're actually shitty little plastic.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't know what those weird little retaining clips. All they do is center this pin. They don't actually keep the pin in there. It's the cable that keeps the pin in. But
oh, that's the other place that I fucked up. So like on the brake side, the brake cable that I had works with that barrel. So I have to use something different on the clutch side to use the ring style. But I tried to make my own end.
On your
And I
clutch?
can't. Yeah, on the clutch. So I have a bunch of old clutch cables, and I just cut off the ring, and then I made a bird caging tool,
Oh, yep.
but it didn't work. I couldn't get it to work right. So I don't know if you have any tips on making your own ends. Let me know because I fucking used. I can't. I don't want. They sell a bird caging tool, and it's $200. So I made one out of angle iron, but when I put the solder in, it solders those two pieces together.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because the solder gets in between. I mean, it's liquid, so it just gets in between those two.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, how do you? And I've tried it. Some people use wood, right? So you just like drill it into the wood and then you put the solder in there.
Right.
I don't know if I'm not using the right solder or something. Don't anybody tell me to TIG weld it. Okay? Because I tried that and the fucking wire evaporates. By the time you get the heat hot enough to melt metal, that wire has disappeared. Okay? Unless you're like an expert TIG welder that does like TIG welding for like medical devices or something. Like, I'm not at that level. There's no way that I can solder the end, TIG weld the end on. But there's apparently it's a clutch cable too, so I want it to be pretty fucking durable. You know, like it would be different if it was like a throttle cable or something that's not under as much force. But I heavily use clutch cable. If you know how to do the ends, like, reach out because I'd love to. I don't want to have two different styles. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to have two different style barrels.
So your transmission end, it's not the kind that screws in and then has the little cylindrical ferrule on the end of it?
It does on the transmission end.
And then on the perch end, it's the loop?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've got.
And you just use the cotter pin? I'm probably just going to throw in a cotter pin.
Yeah, as long as the hole is the same size, which these two were the same. This is what came in it, and this is what I ended up running. This one's actually, the cotter pin's actually a little bit bigger, but the cotter pin fits in there fucking
I'm just going to do that because I'm done fucking with it. But I was trying to find because I think it's a little bit neater with the C clip on it, you know.
Oh, really? I
hate cotter
I
pins.
Yeah.
They're a pain in the ass to take out.
Yeah. I don't know. I like them because they're like, I like the torque stripe shit. I like to see a cotter pin and go, okay, there's a clevis, and I keep calling it a cotter pin. This is a clevis pin, by the way, not a cotter pin. Sorry.
Oh yeah. Clevis pin, but it uses a cotter pin.
With a cotter pin through the hole, right. So I like seeing it and going, okay, there's a cotter pin in there. It's got the little octopus legs around it. Point. We're good. It's tight. Fucking, it's a visual, visual cheap insurance kind of deal. You know what I mean?
In fact, now that I think about it, C-clips kind of suck ass.
Yeah, C-clips suck ass.
They're hard to take on and off.
Yeah.
They fly around the garage. They're hard to pick up off this concrete. Mm-hmm. So I think you just sold me on the, cotter pin, clevis pin with a cotter pin. 2 pins.
Yeah. There you go.
2-pin solution.
Yep. I mean, that's what's holding my brake assembly on, all my linkages and shit. So the shift linkage is all Heim joints, but still.
Yeah, it really stuck in my craw, though, because someone told me what that hack was to buy the cheap, cool-looking, levers with the C-clip, and it was like a super simple change. But I can't find, they don't have those at like hardware stores and shit with the C-clip.
Right. Yeah.
Around me, anyways.
You might be able to get those right at Harley.
Yeah, probably.
Not that yours
are a lot longer, though, I think. That's the only, like, the ones that I do have a bunch from, like, but they tend to be longer. So I don't want to, like, rattling around there. But anyways, gotcha. I'm doing clevis, cotter. Cotter.
Keep it simple.
Yeah. Dude, we're at an hour and a half. What do we got? You got anything else?
I wanted to ask you this question real quick because I heard this on a podcast last week and it's been stuck in my craw. I still don't have an answer to it myself, but I thought this was a very introspective question. So, shout out to the Hard Lore podcast. If you're into punk and hardcore or anything like that, check it out. They're great. Colin and Bo, one of my favorite podcasts to listen to outside of our own. Last week they did like a Q&A for their 3rd year anniversary or whatever. And one of the questions, someone wrote in and asked this question. So I know I'm biting this podcast, but this is a fucking great question. The question was something along these lines. You're at the end of your life. You have vanquished your mortal enemy, right? Your sole mortal enemy. You just killed him. You win. But in the process, you are fatally wounded. What song is playing as you slowly die and just bleed out? Isn't that a crazy question?
That's a pretty good one.
There's so many different ways. I don't know, maybe just because I'm a music nerd, but I feel like there's so many different ways to think about that question. You know what I mean? Because you could think of it like, what's my favorite song? What's the one song that I really want to listen to the last time right before I die? You know what I mean? My favorite song.
Actually be...
Or...
What? Let me see. I actually have a playlist on Spotify called Sad Bastard Music.
Okay.
And I think it would definitely be something on here because these, I got a playlist for when I'm feeling like a sad bastard. And you're like, you know what I mean? And you just want to be even more sad. And you lean into the sadness. So I know it's going to be something on this playlist because I don't want it to be like an upbeat song. I want it to be sad.
Really?
Yeah, I don't want happy. I'm dying.
I don't want happy. Like, I'm not going to throw on Michael Jackson, but I don't know. I feel like I want something that's more, I don't know, triumphant. Like, the more I've thought about it, I don't want, like, I could just say, yeah, play my favorite hardcore song. But like, I don't want a hardcore song playing as I'm bleeding out in the snow, fucking, the last inkling of life is drained from my body. I don't know, man. I think it'd probably be like No Quarter from Led Zeppelin is the one that I keep going back to. If you don't know that song,
No Quarter for Led Zeppelin, how does it go?
No Quarter. It's like, it's slow. It's kind of droney. It picks up. But it's like, I don't know. Give that a shot. There's a couple too, like Nucleus from Witchcraft would be a good one. I don't know. I feel like the slow, doomy kind of shit would be fitting in that moment, where it's not happy. You're not like, you're not reminiscing or whatever. It's just like, all right, I vanquished my enemy and I survived, or, I won that conflict and now I get to sit here and go out like a man. I think something like that fits better. You know what I mean? I don't want to listen to that. What's that? Somewhere Over the Rainbow with the Hawaiian dude. Amazing song. But that's not what I want playing as I'm fucking dying.
I think,
All right. So I think I know what it is.
Okay.
Because I listen to this song. I listen to this song when I'm like super sad or I think I'm going to die. Like, this is the song I listen to when I'm taking off in an airplane. Because I swear to God, I downloaded Sad Bastard music and I play a choice few songs off of this playlist. But this is the one. It's a really great song, and it would be a good song. It's kind of one of those songs that's like it keeps you down here and then it peaks and you're like, yeah, and then it goes right back down. But this is what I would die to. It's called Farewell Transmission by Ohio.
Okay, I don't know that one. I'll write it down.
I'll send it to you.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Yeah, just text it to me. I'll give it a shot.
It's pretty sad. I actually want this at my funeral.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd play it right now, but it would get us booted off every platform, probably.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's fucking awesome, dude. It's really a cool, long, creepy song.
Yeah, that's kind of exactly what I'm going
songs.
for. Yeah, exactly. In that moment, I want a 7-8 minute long song that's slow and droney, and there's some cool parts in it that, you know what I mean? I don't know. That's what I would go for, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Farewell Transmission is fucking awesome. It's one of those songs like I said, it's just when I'm super sad. What was the thing that you sent me today?
Oh God. Drink, what do you say? Drink a couple IPAs, get real sad, go home.
Yeah, dude.
And
you will hear me say
drink
that.
A couple IPAs, get real sad, go home. Yeah, that's what being an alcoholic's all about. Is you just get real drunk, get sad, go home.
Get real sad, go home.
This is that song. This for me is that song that when you go home alone and you had a couple IPAs and you're big sad, you play Farewell Transmission. Or if you're taking off in a plane and you're afraid of heights and you think you're going to die every time. And of course, I pregame hard when I go on an airplane. So I'm like, that motherfucker's not real. And then I play this song and I get big sad. And then I'm like, I don't care if I die right now. I'm so emo.
Yeah, dude, that's more or less what I'm thinking about. But I don't know. Yeah, sorry, I didn't want to I hope that didn't bring down anybody's day or whatever.
Hey,
I just thought that was
send me that song that you were talking about too, because I don't.
Okay.
It doesn't sound familiar. I don't know song titles though. That's the other thing is.
I'm real bad with that too.
Yeah, like growing up, all my music was burnt off of LimeWire.
Right.
So I didn't have like the CD jacket with all the lyrics and all that shit. Like I just had a mix from, Steve, and then it was I fell in love with these songs and I don't know what they're called,
Yeah,
I'm like
they're called track 6 on this one CD.
Or whatever stands out in the song. I'm like, oh yeah, that track is like Stick 'em,
Yeah.
You don't know what it's actually called something else, but
the good old days.
Yeah, that's a good question. I like that. I miss the would you rather, the ending questions. We need something like that won't get us kicked off the internet completely.
True. Yeah, for sure.
So we should do a final question.
Yeah, I thought something like that. I was actually thinking about that. I know you're obviously not a big music guy, but I was thinking we could do something even every once in a while where we talk about what we've been listening to lately. You know what I mean? I know you do a lot more podcasts. I do a lot more music, but I do some podcasts too. But
I am a big music guy. Here's the weird thing is I'm not a live music guy.
That is weird to me.
Yeah. I love music. I listen to music. I don't like listening to music live. It's annoying to me. Like if I go to a bar and there's a guy playing music, I'm like, let's get out of here.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like having it. It's annoying to me. It's like I don't think that it like to me. Music is like a soundtrack to my life. You know, so when I'm doing stuff, I'm riding in my car and it's a nice day, and I pop on some fucking, some happy gangster rap from the early aughts, and I'm banging out. I'm like, Eddie up. Like that's what I like music for. Is like it's a background in my life. When I'm if me and you go to a bar and we're fucking chilling on an IPA, getting big sad, I want to talk to you. I don't want to hear this fucking guy playing his acoustic guitar. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah. And I do like I go to concerts every once in a while. And when I do, I really cut loose and it is fun, but like I'm going to the Wu-Tang. I'm going to the Wu-Tang in July, dude. And that's going to be big fun, dude. I'm cutting loose. We got a big crew of heavy Wu heads, and we're going to be making we're going to be bringing the motherfucking ruckus, dude.
Hell yeah.
And that's going to be fucking awesome. But it's something that, like, there's not a lot of music that I would go out. Wu-Tang's in town, I'm going, I'll see the Jizza. I'll see fucking Capadonna, like if they're around, I'll go and see that. But yeah, dude. Some fucking idiot playing acoustic guitar at a bar. No, thank you. I'd rather talk to my friends, And maybe it's because I don't have like great hearing or something,
No, I get that too. I've been to a couple places. I feel like that kind of stuff. Yeah, I guess it depends on what kind of place you're going to, but there have been a couple times where like the wife and I will go out to a place for our anniversary and it's some fancier place and we sit, in the bar area and some dude's blowing our eardrums out with an acoustic. But I like live music a lot. It's one of my favorite things ever. But I do get that perspective for sure. There are times where I'm like, you could turn it down a little,
Well, I think you either got it or you don't, right? Because like people that are into music, they're super into music, right? So like you go to the show, you watch the guys, you know everything about like, the lyrics and stuff. You play music. I don't play music either. I got a tin ear, I don't have that gift. So to me, music is something different. Like it's always been a big part of my life, but it's not. Even when I was younger, I didn't like going to shows. Like I'd go to shows and stuff because when you're like in your teen years or whatever, people are like, "Yeah, we're going to this show." I'd go out there but I was into the partying. I was into the getting fucked up and getting rowdy. I wasn't into the music as much,
right? Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
but it's a different experience.
About hardcore and punk. You get a little bit of both. You're, depending on how involved you want to be, you get to party and smash around and whatever, and you get to listen to the music. So that's probably the big draw for me.
We are going to a a hardcore show. Me and you are going to go to a hardcore show. We're going to get to one. So you got to keep on being like, "Hey, can you get hey."
How many times? Dude, I almost bought you a ticket to this one that's coming up. And not for nothing, if there are still tickets, I might. It's Mike McColgan. He's the original
Hulk
singer. Mike McColgan.
Oh.
He's the original singer of the Dropkick Murphys. He ended up being a Gulf War vet, and then he started the Street Dogs. Both obviously very huge Boston bands. He's playing. It's like all of the really good stuff that I like, the kind of music that I like, the punk oi version of it. That's that show. It's Violent Way, the Welch Boys, which are another old school Boston punk band that are coming back. Klaxon, which is a local oi band. Super, super sick show. So I might end up just buying you tickets for that one. And I don't remember. I'll have to look up. It was one of those shows for me though, where I saw the flyer for it. And it's one of the shows that Ryan Packer puts on. As soon as I saw you post that flyer, I was like, I'm getting a ticket to that. It's at the Middle East, I believe.
Oh yeah, that place is cool. I've been there.
Yeah. No, that's sick. So, but yeah, I've been inviting this guy to probably every show that I've gone to that wasn't on a weeknight in the last I don't know, since we started doing this. But haven't gotten.
That's when you invited me to. It was on a weeknight, wasn't it?
Did I invite you to the one on Tuesday?
It was like a Tuesday, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, dude. 2 weeks ago on Tuesday night.
Is this next one coming up a weekend one?
Yeah, it might be a Friday.
I could probably do a Friday.
I think it's a Friday night.
Yeah. Week nights are tough for me because
yeah, they're tough in general. We went to that one last week. That was just CMI, Conservative Military Image, was playing. It's the closest that they're playing here. And Street Power. I'm buddies with a guy who's in both of those bands, so I wanted to go see that. And it was like, yeah, it sucks to go to Portland, Maine at 6:00 at night on a Tuesday when you got to work in Bridgewater the next morning. But I'm so glad I did. Every time I do that, every time I go to a show where I'm like, man, the week or so up leading up to it, I'm like, fuck, I really shouldn't be going, or I don't have time, or I don't have the money, or don't want to travel. Every time I go and then fight through the next day, I'm like, God, I'm so fucking glad I did that. It's so much better than not going every time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go to if this is a weekend show, I'll go to it.
Okay.
But I'm getting fucked up and you're driving me home and I'm gonna snore.
Yeah, of course, dude. That's part of the program.
I gotta get I'm going, since I'm so old, crusty old man now. I have to go to the sleep center because I have sleep apnea, probably.
Yeah, do your sleep test.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna have to bring my CPAP machine to the fucking hardcore show. Just moshing with a fucking oxygen bottle, like.
Yeah, no, I don't recommend that you mosh.
I'm not gonna mosh.
Yeah, you don't need to do that.
My shins, dude, they're in terrible condition.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
Harbor Freight. I'm gonna sue Harbor Freight, dude.
Good luck. Let me know how that goes.
Actually, I'd like you to be a sponsor of the show.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
We buy enough shit from there. I've been to Harbor Freight probably 2-3 times a week the last 2-3 weeks.
Oh yeah, dude.
All the time.
I love that fucking store so much. It's
Me too.
I actually want to do a Harbor Freight episode. Like,
yeah,
I might reach out to him and be like, yo, send me some tools, dude, because I'll fucking review them. And I love Harbor Freight tools. My most used tool is those ratcheting flex head wrenches.
they're the shit.
They're dude. I use them for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't even fuck with sockets. This thing fits anywhere, and if you need the other end, you got it. Like, if you don't need, like, they're fucking awesome, dude. And I've been using them for years, and you can't break them. And you can bring them back from the dead, dude. Like, I was doing, I forget what the fuck I was working on, but one of them I like left in a puddle, and I lost it. It was a 7/16 or something. And I was like, oh, fuck, I have to buy another set because I have to have that every once in a while when I'm working on little things. But then I found it, dude. And it was in this puddle, and it was all rusted to shit. And, dude, dunked it in some transmission fluid. Just got that ratchet going again. Brandy new.
Hell yeah.
People dump on Harbor Freight, dude, but...
No, they've stepped their shit up a lot.
They stepped their shit up, dude.
Big time.
Oh, yeah. And
Too many Jack Stan lawsuits.
Yeah, dude.
Fucking A.
Like, I bet, dude, like, I don't know how old our Harbor Freight is, but when I first started going there, like, they had some junk. There was some shit you couldn't use. But now, dude, they're fucking killing it, dude.
Yep. I have a set of these large wrenches that they have. Hold on, I'll grab one. 2-inch in like that whole big set. I use these for work all the time.
Like a carrot top prop.
Yeah, right.
What do you use that for?
This one was for, what did I use? Not the compensator nut. Was it the comp nut? No, comp nut. Comp nut was 1 3/16. I forget. There's something on here that needed this. I swear to God, on my life. It might not have been 2-inch. I think it was 1 7/8 or 1 5/8, something like that. But I've had this set of these fucking wrenches still more or less straight. That one's got a little bit of a bow to it, but I've used these fucking things. I had these when I worked on trash trucks. I've used them as pry bars. I've used them as hammers. They're always out in the rain, always out in the cold. I have the entire set. They've never broken. Some of them are a little bit bent, but that's because I use them as they're not intended. If I had bought that same set in Snap-on, so much more money. That whole set, I think, was
Second
like
mortgage
$60.
money, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, Harbor Freight shit. Yeah, I'm gonna put together a Harbor Freight episode because they got some good shit. I talked about this in my Tool episode last week, but those Hercules step bits fucking crush it, dude.
That's sick.
I hate drilling in stainless, dude. I hate drilling through stainless because it takes, like, if you don't have the right bits, dude, you're just smoking them out. These fucking Hercules bits, dude, I've been using them a lot, and they just, like, because I have to remake parts like 2 or 3 times because they never work. And dude, it makes it a dream, dude. With that tap magic and a step bit, the Hercules bit, it's worth every fucking red cent. But
that's a hot tip.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna do Harbor Freight episode. But
cool.
First, I'm gonna reach out for a sponsorship.
I've got a bunch of their shit. I've got the Bauer, the belt sander here, the 2-in-1 belt sander, and a bunch of their other shit. Oh, dude. Did I tell you I got one of the attachments for the angle grinder? The tube sanders?
You did?
Dude. For one.
So nice.
Fucking game changer. Yeah. If you're doing shit with frames and sissy bars and whatever, and you don't have one of those, holy shit. But they're a little clunky. And while I had the frame up on the workbench, so it was kind of right in front of me. And I ended up kind of having to hold the thing like this at one point, and I wasn't paying attention, and the fucking belt ate the cable, the cord. Yeah.
Its own cord?
Yeah, it ate the cord. So I have to resplice the fucking extension cord or the electrical cord.
It went like right through it?
It cut the power, one of the wires. Hold on.
It got sucked into like one of the pulleys or something?
Yeah. It just bit it for a second, and then it wouldn't work. And I was like, oh, son of a bitch. Yeah, it broke. It looks like it actually just broke the ground wire. So.
No shit. Oh, that's a Harbor Freight grinder.
Yeah, Harbor Freight grinder.
Chicago Electric.
Yep, Chicago Electric. I've got like 4 of these fucking things.
Right out of Chicago, China.
Yeah, but you are not wrong. Putting these things on is not super duper easy because it depends on your arbor. I found out. Measure that shit before you order one of these, because this one I ended up having to like shim this one and using different hardware so that the clamp would actually clamp. The first few times I was using it, the assembly would walk on the pulley, and it ended up smoking. There's these recessed bolts in the back of this pulley. Ended up smoking the shit out of those bolts. Oh, so this grinder has this attachment on it forever now.
Yeah.
So it's not. I have other grinders, but it's more cost and time effective for me to fix this wire than it is to swap this fucking thing to another one.
True.
But it works.
And what do you get a Harbor Freight grinder is like, what, $15?
I think nowadays they're like $21 or something. They're stupid cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah. They suck ass for cutting, but they're great for grinding.
Yeah. Between the attachments, like what, $30, $20 for the grinder, it's worth getting a Harbor Freight one for that for sure. Cause I put it on my DeWalt. It's been a pain in the ass, dude. Swapping back and forth between the cutoff wheel and the flap disc. What a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Dedicated to that. Bruh, crushing 2 hours here. I felt like I haven't seen you in like 7 years.
Dude, we've been locked down. We really have been doing a lot. There's been a lot going on. So
yeah, you've been zeroed in. That thing was a hunk of metal, and in 2 weeks you got it painted and all put together. I'm proud of you, Danny.
Thanks, man. Thank you. It's definitely more. The paint is more than I wanted. I really wanted to go super simple, but I don't like the lettering on the oil tank. But it is what it is. But yeah, no, I'm pretty happy with it. The pan head's going to be nice and super simple too. I'm hoping I can get that painted, and hopefully that it might be, if I'm lucky, it might be painted like Tuesday, Wednesday, the week before last bought it. The only problem is Connor's in T-ball now. So we have T-balls and practices and stuff to work around in the afternoons, which is usually when I'm getting the bulk of my work done. And then his birthday's coming up. Easter, whatever, is this fucking weekend. So there's, got to get the family together for that. So there's a lot of those where like my days are already carved out for me. And yeah, we'll see. I don't think the Panhead will be at La Espada. I think the Panhead will probably be debuting at the Reviver, which is poetic. So I'm glad that it's that way.
Nice.
That'll be the case. So, but yeah, Boot Boy will be there. Yeah, that's about
Hey,
it.
that's gonna be sick. I can't wait to get these fucking bikes on the road.
I can't
Crush
wait to
some
hear this
miles.
thing, man. Cannot wait to hear this bike.
Yeah, dude.
It's going to be violent.
What year is that motor again?
92.
92.
Yep, it's out of an
Fucking 80.
FXRS.
No shit, dude.
Yep. She should go. I'm really excited. So,
Yep.
also, I want to put out just if you're out there and you are knowledgeable or experienced with the kick only on an Evo with electronic ignition, that whole deal, if there's a way to figure that out, please hit me up and let me know. I'm open to any and all suggestions and comments. I think that's really it. I wanted to make sure I put a little SOS out there for that. If there's some simple way out there that hey, you just fucking blah blah blah, that'd be nice to know. And then one thing too I wanted to do was bring back Buddy Check. We've been forgetting about that for the last couple times.
Yeah.
So Buddy Check, things are getting warmer. Things are getting brighter. Sun's out, all that stuff. So hopefully you're feeling better. Hopefully things are going well. We're all getting close to riding season if you're from around here. So you can kind of feel the depression melting away. But I will say, I do got to say, not to bring it back, but that other day I had to go up to Vermont, up to Burlington for work, and it fucking snowed, whiteout snow from fucking, I don't know, Bedford, New Hampshire, all the way up there and back. And it was like all of that depression came flooding back. So check up on your people. Hopefully everybody's doing better. If you need anything, reach out, let us know, and check up on yours.
Check up on your buddy. You don't know if he's fucking freezing his ass off, washing his dirty asshole with a stove-warmed lobster pot. You know?
For real.
You don't know. Dude, it's been tough. It's been tough. Luckily, I'm a goddamn stone wall, but lesser men might be having some trouble. No, I'm just kidding. It's been really fucking mentally taxing.
Well, you guys all, obviously, I don't have to say this, but you guys obviously, if you ever need anything, come down.
Yeah, definitely. Start hanging out with your buds. It's fucking riding season, so get out of hibernation mode. Get out of hibernation mode, okay? Winter's over, guys. I'm putting the snowblower away today, all right? It's going away. No more snow. No more seasonal depression. These bikes are going to ride. We're going to have the breeze on our knees. I'm going to have warm water to wash my dirty asshole with. Until next week, lowlives, get in the fucking garage. What are you doing? Get in trouble. You know what I mean? Have fun. Don't you ever stop chopping. Deadbeat Customs. Steve over at Deadbeat Customs is about grassroots motorcycle riders who take it upon themselves to build and customize their bike. They offer parts for all Harley-Davidson models and also custom parts for choppers, bobbers, trackers, and cafe racers. When it comes to building a custom motorcycle, they carry the best brands available. Go visit their brick and mortar store in Tewksbury, Mass, or at deadbeatcustoms.com. Remember, enter Lowlife at checkout and save some loot. Stay Strong Co. Sean Luke has been sent down from the heavens to bless us lowlifes with the greatest motherfucking hot sauce in the world. Sweet heat baby Jesus in the white pants heralds a message from God himself. This hot sauce is for your food. Keep it off your butthole. The shits, in the hotter than hellfire Lowlife chopper sauce. Go to staystrongco.org today and grab yourself the holy trinity of hot sauces. Oxford Code Choppers. Chris is the original bad boy from Oxford, Connecticut. From frame restoration and repair to handlebars and hardtails. Hard parts for hard men. His hardtails are expertly TIG welded and installed in-house. Made of USA-made steel, cast axle plates, he is your man for the hardest shit to hit the East Coast since Hurricane Bob.
Find them on Instagram at oxfordco.choppers. Steel City Blacksmithing. Josh specializes in handcrafted steel work right outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Anything from custom motorcycle parts to hammers and tomahawks. Don't get it twisted. If it can be twisted, he's twisting it. Check him out at steelcityblacksmithing.com today.